Hi everyone, Amy here with amyswares, and today I'm going to share with you a stencil shifting technique. Now I'm basically going to be using three somewhat primary colors. I have Fiesta Blue, Glitz, and Party Dress, so I'm kind of playing on red, yellow, and blue a little bit. And I have two new stencils from a Colorful Life Designs. These are part of the November release, and I have some card panels ready to go that I die cut the edges, and here is a photo of the finished cards to show you the direction that we're headed. So a lot of the stencils this month are kind of holiday related. These could be used as holiday or winter, or as you can see, you can use them year-round in fun, whimsical ways. So to start, I'm just going to line this stencil up on this makeshift workstation. I'm going to start with yellow and do some simple ink blending right onto this panel. Now I am going to clean the colors off of the stencil every step in between as I do the color shifting, just because I don't want to kind of alter the color as I'm intending it, because I do want to kind of keep the colors separate in this case. You'll see they do blend a little bit somewhat on the next card, but on this one I want to keep them separate, so I'm going to clean off the stencil before I put it back on, make sure it's nice and dry, and then shift it just a little bit just to kind of add the next color. So it may overlap a little bit in spots, but since these are basically kind of playing on primary colors, they're going to get along okay if they do. They'll just create a secondary color, and it's not going to be a big deal. So here I'm using the Party Dress in place of a red. It looks pretty red on the screen, but it's actually kind of a hot pink. I'm going to do the same thing, remove it, clean the stencil, dry it off, put it down, and then shift it one more time. So obviously you could use this just one time, two times, three times. You could do this as many times as you wanted to kind of really fill in this bit of a starburst shape. And I'm going to use it as the background, as you saw, for a critter on the design, but you could even move this around and create a bunch of these starbursts all over the background. So that's the beauty of stencils like this, is there's really so many different ways you can use them. Now this one is called Little Snowflake Stencils. So again, it's snowflakes. You could use it for winter, holiday, whatever. I'm just using it as a fun, whimsical shape to create my colorful background. So I'm starting with the blue in this case, and then I'm going to come in with the other colors as well and just kind of create a different look here. So I'm kind of winging it. I'm not entirely sure which direction I'm going to go. You can kind of create a little bit of a drop shadow, which you'll have overlapping colors, and then a bit of a drop shadow, which is ultimately what I ended up doing. But here I was debating on which one I wanted to do next, just to kind of anticipate what the color might look like a little bit. So I'm coming in with the yellow, and then obviously where it overlaps with the blue, it's actually going to turn it to a green color. So it doesn't look like very much blue in the finished card. It really did kind of alter it to mainly green, but when you look at it up close, it has almost like a 3D look to it. Like if you're gonna wear those 3D glasses, it gives it that little bit of a blurry feel. It has that kind of fun, whimsical look to it. So here I'm deciding how I want to apply the third color, just shifting it around, kind of deciding if I want it to overlap more or if I want to kind of sandwich it in between. And I'm doing my best here to kind of create as little overlap as possible with this pink color. So it does end up looking kind of pink and green. I didn't mean for it to look quite that Christmassy, I guess. But I feel like with the way that I turned the card around and the critters that I added to it, it didn't end up looking like Christmas. But this would be a really fun way to create a fun Christmas background by using colors similar to this. And you can see the yellow, blue, green, and pink. All within that background. Now I'm shopping my critter book. Now this, like my sentiments, you've probably seen my sentiment book. I have a critter book as well. These are all stamped and colored, cut out or die cut out. Some of them are with Copics, some are with colored pencils, some are with water brush pens. So all the things that I've kind of used over the years. A lot of these are very old stamps, might not even be available, but it's really nice to have these on hand when I want to make a critter card. Just so I don't have to stop and go through those extra steps of figuring out what critter, stamping it out, coloring it. Now maybe that's your jam. Maybe that process is part of the appeal for you. For me, I don't like to be slowed down when I want to create. So if I'm in the mood to color, then I'll sit down and I'll, have some stamped images and I'll color them while I'm watching a movie or something like that. It's very rare that I'm going to want to do everything from beginning to end. So I try and create as many shortcuts for my future self as possible, whether that's sentiments like you just saw here with all my tailored expressions, simple strips, and other similar stamp sets, having those ready to go, having card bases ready to go, critters, sentiments. I like being able to kind of pick and choose as I go, and then still custom color it. So here you can see I have white heat embossed sentiments on white cardstock, and that enables me to custom match to my cards on demand. So I just put those down and went direct ink to paper, and now they're a perfect match for my card design. So here I have some little foam squares. I'm just going to pop up some of the elements here and arrange them, and also attach the sentiment strips to the front of the card. You'll see in a moment I'm going to do something a little different with the next card, but that I went ink to paper right around a card base just to add a little bit of a colored trim, and that helps that really cool die cut edging really stand off the back of the card, because when it's white on white it's just not quite as visible. So when I use this die set, I tend to do a colored background in terms of the border on the card. Now these are little action wobblers. If you're not familiar, it's like a little spring, and there's adhesive on both sides of it, so you attach one side to the critter and one side to your card, and then it bounces around on a spring, and it's such a fun little element for your card. It's not super bulky because it kind of packs down on itself, so there'll be a little bit of a bump in shipping, but it's not a huge elevation on the front of your card. So here I'm just removing the backer of the adhesive, and then I'm going to place him down right in the middle of this fun colorful starburst. And I did pick some kind of cute snarky sentiments for this card. It says the struggle is real, and then on the inside it says I like naps and you. I'll probably give this to my daughter, so I like to make funny snarky cards and leave them on her desk when she comes home from school. And then this one is life is more fun with you, and it has this cute fruit from my favorite things. I think that guy is probably lawn fawn if I'm looking at it, or I'm not sure. I'll try and locate what it is, but I don't know if they're still available because a lot of these stamps are quite old at this point. But use what you have. I'm sure you have loads of stamps. I hope this inspires you to use your stencils in different ways. You don't need a lot of products. You don't need a lot of colors. You can just shift your stencils around. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.